Guess who's here? What's up, people? I actually missed you guys. Haven't seen you for a week now. I tried to make it here Sunday, but folks just was running tardy and missed the missed their plane. It's my big brother's birthday yesterday. So I thought, since I have some time, I'm gonna go down and see him. He's in Southern California and everything. We was having such a good time, we just lost track of the time. So if you're trying to get through traffic in Southern California, we I don't know what we were thinking. So we got to the airport like 30 minutes after the plane was supposed to leave. We was trying to get there, but it just didn't happen. And so that's why I missed Sunday. But I'm here today and I'm going to actually have a treat for you on either Wednesday or Thursday. Oh, no, we got Phil coming in this week. Well, anyway, I have some things I want to say about another topic. So I will be making like an upload video. But I'm glad you guys are all here. I hope you enjoyed yourself and, got a chance to review some of the videos on the channel that maybe you missed or your favorites. You got to look at them again. And, so now we start with the cranking out of the new stuff. February seemed to have been very, very successful. Got a lot of kudos on it. People really, really enjoyed the guests this year, and got great compliments from the guests as well with the questions that were asked in the audience participation. So I think all in all, it was a very successful February, and we just look forward to doing it all again next year. So let us proceed with the questions as promised. Since we had to, dip out on you on Sunday, we have extra, wait a minute, we have extra letters this time, a few extra. And we have a total of, hold on, this page is sticking together, 25 questions. 25 questions, and they look long as hell. So, what's up, everybody? uh, yes, learned to guess the bomb. And one of the guys, the one we missed, Phil, the one that's talking about communication, he's going to be on, I think, Thursday. So I was really wanting to get him on. So we arranged something outside of February. So he's going to be here this week. Check the show page for the exact day. Um, 11-month break. Child, you ain't lying because I'm getting old. I'm just too old. That's just a lot of work. I need some help. Sister needs some help. But I guess I will reach out and try to see if you guys can help me find some guests and some topics and stuff um, for next year because whew, that was a lot. Okay, let's get started. We're doing What the Fuck Tuesday, which is the show we do pretty much every week where people send in their advice questions and I answer them live on the fly on the air right in front of you. So you hear them when I hear them. Okay, my lovely cousin Candace is the one who, puts this packet all together and then she sends it to me. I print it out and then we go. Um, Oh, what is this saying? I don't know what this, I'm getting some kind of error message. First it was saying it was great, and now it's saying that it's not. So I don't know what's happening. Um, anyway, I'm just going to ignore that because YouTube be tripping. Just anybody have an idea for a guest or a topic, email it to me at survivingdating@gmail.com. Make sure you have their topic, their contact information. And if you and it doesn't have to be just for February. I mean, this could be for any time. And if you have, like, if you have a topic, and you are referencing something, a TV show, a video, an article, or a web, something that you are, this is what your reaction is to. I need the original thing so I can see what it is you're talking about. Because people just say, "Girl, did you see such such?" And they start talking about it. I have no clue what you're talking about. So when you tell me you want me to talk about something, you need to send me what it is that I'm supposed to be talking about. Okay, so we're on the same page. But let's get started because we got 25 letters and I don't want my voice to give out. Question number one, female, 21 to 26. She's from Seattle. So a couple of months ago, I started online dating. Ah, why? Why did you do that? In my profile, I have three very solid pictures. All three show my face clearly. In one of them, you can see most of my body. I'm fully clothed. And the other two, you get photos of me from my mid torso to head. I seem to get pretty good traction with these photos, and no one has ever criticized them. The profile is on the swipey thing called Tinder. Oh God. With many guys, when we get to the point where we exchange numbers and start texting, many start asking for more pictures of me. I get annoyed because my thought is if you didn't like the photos of my profile, or if you feel they weren't enough, why bother swiping right on me? I feel that you shouldn't be asking a stranger to send more photos of themselves just for the sake of having them. At the end of the day, I don't know you. It's also annoying when they start sending me photos of themselves. I don't really care to see more photos of you. I prefer to meet in person. If I wanted to look at pictures of people, I have places to go like an art gallery, photography store, Google. If I swipe right, for me it means it was enough and I liked what I saw. In the past, I would send more photos of myself, only for guys to either flip the topic to want to hook up or want, quote, sexy pictures of me or to get ghosted. When guys get like that, it demonstrates they aren't as interested in getting to know me, rather to look at me. Oh, I guess just rather to look at me. Oh, okay, well, that's just it. That's where it ended. So what's the question? I'm confused. I guess her question is what is this all about? What does it mean? To me, it means they're not serious. I would think a lot of these guys just like to collect pictures for their private use, shall we say. That's why they would want some, pictures of you being rather, risque or something. I mean, if a guy is serious about, getting something going with a woman in a relationship, he's not going to come at you like that. And that's so many, women, I think young women just don't understand that. If a man is trying to get to know you as a person, he's going to want to meet you. He's going to want to talk to you face to face. He's going to want to, see what kind of energy you projecting. He's going to want to observe you. He's going to see if you look like what you look like in the picture, if you look better, if you look worse. He's going to want to see what you look like when you hear a bad joke, or if you're going to, they want to see stuff. They want to be in your presence. They want to feel your energy. So when a guy just asking for picture after picture, I would just blow him off. I mean, personally, I would be like, no, there's 3 pictures in my profile. That's either better be good enough, or just stop, just lose my number, stop bothering me. That would be me. But I'm not a fan of the swipey things anyway. So yeah, it just seems like it. I mean, I've heard a few stories intermittently of, people who met somebody and, the person was cool and they ended up, getting married and having kids and being happily ever after and all that stuff. Okay, there are those stories. I admit there are. I've met some people and this and that. But the majority, the overwhelming majority are knuckleheads. So, I don't know. So let's move on. That was letter number one. Number two, this is from a female, 21 to 26. And for those of you who just got here, we have 25 letters today. 25 letters. So we're going to be here for a minute. We're only on letter question number two. Female, 21 to 26 out of Atlanta. First fight with my man tonight. I said to him that he needs to make more room for me in his life. He gets defensive, starts arguing with me, tells me, quote, you don't respect my schedule and the things I want to do, all because I asked to see him more. He then said, I'll never be good enough for you. You just like making drama all the time. I'm done feeling like this. Just block me. I tried to talk with him more, but he kept saying, block me. So I just blocked him on everything. Now I feel like trash. I don't understand why something so simple had to end this way. Why he couldn't talk through our problems. Okay, first of all, you don't tell me how long y'all have been together, which is normally the first thing y'all want to tell me. But in a situation like this, it would have been important. Secondly, I'm going to tell you a secret. If you got to beg a man for time, that ain't your man. Y'all of you who are listening to this need to pay attention to that. If you have to beg a man to spend time with you, that is not your man. You just something to do when he has a free moment. Okay, just like a couple of levels up from a booty call. So there's no reason to have all this angst and to be talking about, working through problems and all this because you didn't really have a relationship. Not, when you guy is really into you, you can't get him out your face. He's chasing you down. He wants to be around you. I done told you all the story about my husband. He was running a business. Okay, he had so much stuff to do, it wasn't even funny. But he would come with his laptop, and he would come with his envelopes, and he would come with his, that little bottle thing that you fill with water that seals the envelopes. And he would come and he would have a stack of bills or letters or whatever he was sending out. And he would sit at the table, at the table at my house. So he could look at me while he did that. So he could reach out and touch me and hold my hand and rub my thigh or have me rub his and he just wanted to be around me. Reach out and touch me, kiss on me. But he's still doing what he needs to do. But that's how he made it work so that he still got to see me and do his work at the same time. So you got somebody who's telling you, they got stuff to do and you don't respect my schedule and all this and all that. I know for a fact when a man wants to be around you, he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get both things done because I lived it. This is an excuse. And him telling you to block you just so he won't have to be the bad guy. He could go around and tell his friends, yeah, man, we was doing good. And then she just blocked me. Bitches crazy. They crazy. You just never know. So he's going to make it sound like something wrong with you instead of the fact that he instigated all of this. That's the rest of the game. So don't waste your time feeling upset, young lady. Just understand that you got played. And that's just the way that it is. You're going to have those situations in life. Yeah, he ain't even like, she's not even, she didn't make him a priority, I don't think, but she just wanted something more that he wasn't going to give her ever. So, next, question number 3. This is a young man, 30 to 36. My girlfriend and me dated for 14 years. Okay. I can see why she left you. I mean, if she didn't leave you, I'm shocked. We were high school lovers. A couple of years ago, I made a female friend at the gym. We did almost everything together that it makes my girlfriend jealous. We were just friends, I promise. We were like brothers and sisters. My girlfriend has threatened to dump me. We got into fights, at least verbal fights. We have our friends. My girlfriend has never been jealous of my female friends, but she hated this one. When the three of us were out, they would randomly pick on each other. It is annoying. I'm in love with my girlfriend. I don't have any interest in my friend, nor does she have in me. At the start of the year, I introduced my girlfriend was out with her girlfriends. They knew about my friendship and was mad at me. They introduced her to a dude. I was naive to believe the friendship would not be a threat. Now she's spending much of her time with him. She is worshiping him. We fight because of him. I quit my friend for her, but she will not quit her friend. I return to my friend. She got a boyfriend who don't mind our friendship. My girlfriend is fine with my friendship too. I have threatened, what is this? To leave or to cheat, but she is choosing him over me. I want my girlfriend back. What do I do? Knucklehead, you done dated somebody for 14 years. That shit's over. Okay, just dump it. Just go. Just leave. This is not going anywhere. It's going in circles for 14 years. So you sound like you get along better with the friend than you do with your girlfriend. You have more in common with her and you have more fun with her. So if I were you, I would dump this 14-year relationship, which obviously is just one of convenience because you didn't get married. You didn't do nothing. You just dating for 14 years. That makes no sense. And just let her go on her way with dude and you go on your way with chick and just y'all just realize that whatever you had for 13 years is over. I mean, I don't understand what's the big deal. This is ridiculous. I know, a girlfriend for 14 years. Can you imagine? She's sick of you. That's what it is. And this you talking about this other girl's just a friend and she don't like you. You lying to yourself. Why would she be picking with your girlfriend then? I don't know. I had some guy friends that had girlfriends. They was my friends before they met these women, and they were still my friends after. But none of the women ever, came at me sideways like that because it would have been a problem because he would have got cussed out. And I'm sure the guys, my guy friends probably told him, she crazy, don't mess with her. Don't start no shit with her. And I was like, I wasn't interested in them like that. It wasn't that kind of situation. But neither was I going to be letting some jealous, insecure ass woman get all in my face about some man that obviously I didn't want because otherwise I would have already had him. Right? So let's move on. Question number 4 out of 25. Yeah, 14 years. Nah. You can't even get 4 years out of me. Female, 26 to 29, out of Los Angeles. I've had my eye on a coworker and a close personal friend. We'll call him N for quite some time. I suspected he liked me, but since he has never come out and said it, I've never been able to know for sure. We hang out and flirt and chat all the time and enjoy each other's company. However, we've only hung out as a group with our other coworkers and friends. We never spent any time together, just the two of us. So I asked him out yesterday. I asked him if he'd like to come over to my place sometime and we can relax, maybe have a couple of drinks and watch movies. He said yes, so I told him I'd get back to him once I have something planned. I am 99% certain at this point that he does like me, and I am really looking forward to him coming over. But I'm still scared and nervous. He is shy, so it'll probably be me who has to first make the first move on him, and I've never done that before. We both have histories of nasty, abusive relationships, and I think this also feeds into his shyness and lack of showing any sign of physical affection. We've also both been out of the dating game for a long time. Is it normal to feel this scared and nervous, even though I'm positive that he likes me too? There's still that part of me that fears he will reject me romantically. I am a wonderful person with a great personality, but I am a bigger girl, and I'm not somebody who will turn heads and people say, wow, she's beautiful. I'm kind of average looking, and I know this needs feeds into my nervousness as well. Why would he like me if I'm not pretty? I guess I'm just scared, and I'm really not sure how to move forward. Oh my God! I haven't said that in a long time, but it's cause for tonight. Your self esteem, where is it? Where is it? What are you talking about? You supposed to think that you are the shit. He ain't going over to nobody else's house that asked him out, right? So, but the thing that's bothering me about this is the main thing. You say that he's shy. Men ain't shy. They're not shy. They're just doing a cost benefit analysis, and the cost is greater than the benefit. Now, I'm not so sure how he feels about having, something going on at work. A lot of men don't like that. They don't want, they don't want to mix business with pleasure. It could be something like that is the reason why he hasn't shown you any quote physical affection while he's at work. What the hell? Even around, when you're outside of work, you're still with coworkers. What would that look like? Did you ever really just think about, what that would, the message that would be sending? Did you not consider all of this? The other thing, now I'm on like point number 3, is you didn't say, let's go somewhere and do something outside of a place where there's a mattress. You invited dude over for a Netflix and chill night with liquor. And you already planned on how you're going to jump his bones. Why would you be doing all that? You say that you don't feel attractive, but yet you just going to put yourself out there like some kind of thought? You're doing about this all wrong, young lady. The man has, shown you respect, and yet you're going to put yourself in a position where you're not going to be respecting yourself. This is kind of disappointing. I'm not really liking what you're doing here. If I were you, I would tell him that you changed your mind and that you would like to spend time with him, but you decided you rethought it and you think that spending time at your house like that's probably not a good idea. And, would he mind like going, like meet you for some place for drinks or dinner or something like that? Bowling, the arcade, something like that. And then do something that's fun together outside of a house where there's, a mattress. And get your mind right. You don't even really know this dude except for, in the little spaces that you've been able to meet him and talk to him around a bunch of other people. And you got to give yourself that opportunity. You might decide that he's a knucklehead and he was better to be quiet because he's an idiot. And then, you'll be on to somebody else. But yeah, oh, it's a low self-esteem showing. That's what Kim says. That's your low self-esteem showing. All I know is I wouldn't be inviting no dude to my house. And, my thing is, I'm not asking no man out either. People tell me I'm old fashioned like that, but it's worked for me. I'm not doing it. Yeah, just doing some mess at work. I just don't understand that. Question number five. Five of 25 letters. Oh my God. We're going to be here all night. 18 to 21. She's in the UK. Yeah, she going to mess herself up and then be feeling all bad at job and feeling embarrassed and have to quit because she won't be able to look at them and look at other people because they're going to know what happened. So it's a hot mess. I met this guy a year back in my college and I liked him. He liked me too, but only until some months later then we started flirting. And this was for a few months and nothing happened until he told me he was looking for friends with benefits or something casual. He tells her this. Did you catch that? We made out and I realized I shouldn't indulge as I've never been casual, have just had one serious relationship. So I told him I'd end it. He convinced me to give it time. And everything was nice, sweet, romantically, more than just you know what buddies during that time. The catch was we were super secretive and just on Snapchat. I kept these red flags in my mind. He's a super social guy and is involved in all kind of extracurricular activities and super busy. I hung around, but sooner or later I felt everything was all about eggplant only. We had only met thrice in 3 months. Okay, I don't know how many times thrice is. To eventually hook up, and most of the plans were centered around that. I again told him I want to end this and be friends as I can't cope. I don't feel secure. He insisted and begged me to stay and meet and talk it out. I said yes eventually, but then the meet suddenly became about hooking up again. I got furious and left, and he also became angry that I was stubborn and didn't give it time and simply decided stuff on my own. I wanted this guy more than anything, but I took a hard call to end it. It's been 2 weeks. It was casual for him, but he's giving me a hard time. He is rudely, blatantly ignoring me in school. He's demeaning my work. I'm under him in a department. He is interfering between friends and colleagues just to humiliate me. He gets handsy with girls just to prove a point. I sense a lot of anger from him, and I've also heard he was desperate to hook up with a new girl just a couple of days back. I don't get why he is like this. I expect us to be cordial as it wasn't a relationship. So why make this a breakup? It was tougher for me and it still hurts a lot. I don't know what to do. I do crave him, but not the way we had been. I don't know where else to turn to channel this pain. Hence, I write to you. Oh, not hence again. Okay, let me see the mistakes that you've made, young lady. Number one, you tried to get your honey where you make your money. Now, whether you get paid for this, quote, being under him in the university or not, like if it's an internship or whatever, it doesn't matter. You don't mess with somebody who's in a position of power over you. You never, ever, ever freaking do that. Never do that. You mess with peers, not people in positions of power. Okay, because they just in too much, can mess you over too much. Okay, so then you said you wanted to end it, and then you let him talk you out of it. Okay, weak, weak. I don't know why you women do that. You just like you say you want something, and then as soon as the guy starts talking, okay, all right, oh hee. Let's do it that way then. It's like you don't have any boundaries, you don't have no spine. You just let them talk to you into doing stupid stuff that you know is not what you want to do. And you know it's not good for you. And you know it's gonna hurt you, but you do it anyway. Because of what he's talking about. That to me is the number one problem with women. Y'all just weak as hell. You just cannot say no to men. You cannot say something and stick to your guns. That just seems to be a real struggle for the majority of you. I don't know why. Okay, so the next thing that you did wrong, so you aware of all these red flags. You say you keep them in your mind, but you felt, that it was about eggplant only, and you didn't want to be booked, didn't want to be bothered. So you told him, let's end it, and let's just be friends because you can't cope, you say. But he insisted, he begged you and talked you into meeting up with him, where of course he just tried to turn it more into more of a booty call again, which you already knew that's what he was all about. So why you agreed to meet up with him another time after you already said you didn't want that kind of relationship and he tried to talk you into it again and you still went for it anyway? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You set yourself up for this drama. Okay, now he gets angry because he's thinking he's gonna keep able to run this game. And then you finally woke up and did something about it. So what would I do? What would Deb do? Ignoring you, who gives a shit? Getting interfering between friends and colleagues just to humiliate you? Oh no, 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 no. What you're supposed to do is when you next time you all in a group with these people, you say, this is really sad how you're acting. Because I rejected you and told you I didn't want to be your booty call, now you want to sit up here and act immature and childish. You're the one that set those parameters. I'm the one that told you I don't want them. And now look at you acting like a spoiled child with your lips stuck out and running around telling all these people all this ignorant stuff, trying to humiliate me. I see what you're doing, and I'm letting everybody else know too. You ain't shit. There's something wrong with you. You were the one who didn't want a relationship. Now you acting like you the one that got dumped. And I would say all this in front of everybody. Everybody gonna hear. Because you want to humiliate somebody. Let me show you how to do it. Because you are a rank amateur. I got a PhD in that shit, and I'm going to clown you. And you better hope it's not against the rules for you to have done what you did, because now you're gonna be in trouble. Since you my senior and everything. No. Yeah, I just look for men to act a fool like this because, see, that gives me like a license, a permit, credentials to put on my clown suit complete with the red nose and just go to town. Just go to town. Mm-mm-mm. But anyway, those are my things. You're gonna have to just, call him out and find your cojones and just blast him, because he's gonna keep on treating you like this as long as you let it. You gotta show him that how you can come hard on him and that you're not afraid. He's not gonna intimidate you, nor is he gonna humiliate and embarrass you, and nor is he gonna be using you. So you got a whole bunch of things to get his butt straight about. And you could do that with one conversation, like I just told you. It would shoot him all the way straight. Question number 6, female, 37 to 45. Yeah, I don't, Zanita. I just don't care. I don't care. I only care about myself. In situations with men, I mean, I hate to say it. I know people are like, that's a sociopath. Maybe. But you're not going to do me like that. We're not going to have that. And if you're going to do me like that, then I'm going to do you like that. And like I always say, I fight fire with a flamethrower. So I'm going to flame your ass. And I'm going to sit there, I'm going to plot how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to wait for the opportune moment when we're surrounded by people in suits, tuxedos, big wigs. And then I'm going to act a complete fool and turn that fucking room out. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm so very vindictive. Question number 6, female, 37 to 45. My older sister recently revealed to me that our mother is jealous of my relationship with my man. My sister stated that since I'm the youngest and live with our mother, that mom, doesn't want me to be in a relationship with anybody. My mother believes that if I have a man, then I will have less time for her. Now, my mother has been very rude, standoffish, and just unwelcoming to the few men that I have been brave enough to introduce her to. Deb, my man has helped me out with repairing this house and respects my mother, yet she barely acknowledges him and talks negatively about him to my face, and she masks it as a joke. One night he stayed over late because we fell asleep. She came into my room and told him to leave. I paid a mortgage and utilities, so I found that to be rather rude. Now I'm almost 40 years old. I moved back home a few years ago to help my mom financially. Plus, she was claiming to have health issues. It was seemingly a good deal initially because my stepdad had just passed away. I was in debt, and my mom needed financial and medical assistance. So I figured I could help her out and use the money that I normally pay for rent towards paying off my debt. Once my debt and her debt was cleared, I would move back out. I gave myself 2 years. Well, those 2 years became 4. Now I feel stuck. Every time I try to leave, there's some new thing that pops up and stops me, like the stroke that she just had last year. I happily helped her through recovery. Meanwhile, I've become stagnant and started having high blood pressure due to the stress of caring for my mother. She is financially able to live on her own, but now she claims that she's scared of being alone at night, or she acts forgetful. My sister claims her mother's faking these issues to keep me there. So the man I've been dating for almost 2 years is a cool guy. Since we both work full time, I mainly spend time with him on the weekends. During the week, I work a job. I have to cook and buy takeout for two, or run errands for myself and my mom, entertain her, etc. It's exhausting as fuck. I feel like I have a kid, except this kid is an adult and constantly reminds me that she is grown. I can't redecorate the house or change anything without her permission. She expects me to cook, and if I don't feel like cooking, I have to buy her takeout, despite having a fridge full of groceries that she's able to cook herself. And when I spend a weekend with my man, she just gives me this awful judgmental look as if she can't sleep over with my biological dad, whom she had me out of wedlock. I don't judge her, and I would like the same in return. I love my mother, know that she was recovering from a stroke, but I can't live under her forever. I don't want to be 40 living with my mama with no man and childless. She had a chance to live her life. She's been married twice, had my sister and I, and has done what she wanted to do. Why can't I have the same opportunity without my mother constantly taking me on a guilt trip? You do. You're just not strong enough to do it. All you have to do is call social services and tell and arrange to get what they call in-home support services, IHSS. It's run through every social service program, and there's also some private agencies that do it. You is part is based the fee is based on whatever the senior's income is, and bills and stuff. So she has money, so she would have a co-payment, do it, and then the state, county, whatever, picks up the rest of it. So she could get somebody to come in and cook, clean, take her to the grocery store, take her to the doctor. These are kind of services that they provide for seniors. And so what you do is you make all the arrangements for that to happen. Let the person come a few times and everything, check them out, make sure everything's all right. And then you pack your stuff up and you move out. That's what you do. And you tell your mother, I'll be by to visit you once a week or so. I'll call you. But I'm out. I'm out here to live my life. You've already lived yours. If you want somebody to live here, get my biological dad, who you be sneaking and tipping with, and get him to move up in here and babysit you. Because I'm done. That's what you got to do. But you let her manipulate you. And this whole thing, she's recovering from a stroke. What exactly is it that you do with your non-MD self that can't be done by a therapist or a home health aide? Okay? You didn't say nothing about you being an MD or some kind of physical therapist or nothing. So anybody who's the people who are way more qualified to do that than you, they should be the ones in there doing it, not you. So you just have to reframe with how you're thinking about this situation. Realize that you're being greatly manipulated by your mother, who's probably scared of being alone, this and that. And that's why you talk to your biological dad and say, look, why don't you pack your shit and come move in here with her? Because y'all tipping and corner cutting anyway. So just, make the magic happen. I'm out. Just tell them like that. Oh, really? iPhone watch? Yeah, but aren't some things like $1 zillion? But whatever, she just needs to find the strength to just, yeah, as you say, cut the cord. But I understand feeling, she wants to make sure her mother's well taken care of and stuff. I'm not saying you just abandon her. I'm saying you put other people in place to do that caretaking that are far more qualified to do it than you are. They're professionals. That's what they do for work. You have to learn to pass the baton. Okay, that's all I'm telling you. Pass the baton. Let's move on to, oh, and that coming in your room stuff, but you don't know how to put a lock on your door? What's wrong with you? They talking about you can't change nothing in the house. You paying the mortgage, you should have been able to change whenever you wanted to. That would have been my thing. No, no, no. You don't mind me repairing shit when you ain't saying nothing about that. But somebody want to paint a wall a different color, you want to throw a fit? How about I just move out? Question number 7, female, 26 to 29. She's from Redwood City. We had our 7th or 8th date recently, and things got pretty intense, where we spoke about exes, etc. I also told him about the fact that I deal with anxiety and told him about very personal times where it affected me intensely. Dummy. He took it pretty well in the moment, and we had a very involved discussion about what it entails and whatnot. It was pretty mentally exhausting to discuss that, and here I am the next day worried if I have scared him off because we haven't spoken all day. It felt like the right thing to do to share what I deal with, and I don't regret sharing it at all. I just don't know if he's processed it and decided to just back off. How do I reach out and find out? Should I even reach out? No, you should sit there and let him process it. Why are you gonna dump something on somebody like that and then be, expecting them to respond the way you want them to on your timetable? What kind of shit is that? You know, First of all, you should have kept your big mouth closed. What you deal with some dude that you just only dated for 7 or 8 times, and you spilling your guts like that, telling him all kind of intimate details about your mental health. You, something wrong with you. You just doing the most. That's some shit nobody should be knowing about you until you get married to him. Okay, and he only just barely, you haven't even made it to 10 dates yet, and you already spilling your guts. You just way too anxious to overshare. Okay, so yeah, and a dude, you in the 26 to 29 age group, why would he want to be with a woman who suffers from anxiety and got mental problems when he could go find somebody who's fine and normal? He's not that attached to you after 7 or 8 dates. Say you open your big mouth. So if you feel like he's maybe run off, I would agree with you because were I him, that would have ran me off because I don't like dealing with crazy people. I'm not doing that because see the next thing you know they be using their anxiety as a tool to kind of control what you do and why you can't say certain things or do certain things because it triggers my anxiety. I don't give a fuck. Just be anxious then. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. You don't have to like it, but what's that got to do with me? You was anxious before I met you. You're gonna be anxious when I'm gone. So I'm not really changing nothing about myself to suit your anxiety. You know what I mean? These people be doing too much. Man, you want to see anxious, man? Don't tell me you have anxiety, cause I'm I'm gonna find out what makes you feel that way, and I'm gonna do it every day just to see you flip out, cause I'm evil like that. Just to see what it looks like. Ooh, like a scientific experiment. But now you don't tell people stuff like that because they might be crazy like me and be like, wonder what that looks like. Wonder what she does when she, I'm gonna be like, hmm. I want to know. Just like the dude that wanted the chastity cage or whatever. See, I'm crazy. Like I want to see what that looks like. That don't mean I'm gonna stay with him, but I do want to see what it looks like. All right, we're on question number 8 out of 25. Who are these people? Young guy, 18 to 21 out of Chicago. First, I'm an 18-year-old male. My sister is 15, and we have a good relationship. My aunt is living with us for the next few weeks because she broke her collarbone and needs help, but she lives alone. So my mom invited her to come stay with us, and she moved in on Friday morning. Well, Friday night, it was my sister's turn to do the dishes. Our setup is I'll do dishes one night and she does them the next. But she had school activities 2 days in a row, so I did the dishes 2 nights in a row. So on Friday, my sister washed the dishes and she also washed the dishes on Saturday. Occasionally stuff happens, so we don't mind switching days. But our aunt only saw my sister doing dishes 2 days in a row, so on Saturday night she got upset and me and my mom for, quote, spoiling me for being a boy. She raised her voice and yanked me over to the kitchen and told my sister to go out to have fun. My sister and I started explaining our setup, but my aunt wasn't having it and kept talking about how I need to learn to be useful, and my mom wasn't doing me any favors. She got so upset it was scary. My mom was trying to calm her down, and my dad told me to just do my sister's dishes for the night. I got mad because I made plans with friends and I need to leave in 10 minutes, so I said no and just left. This apparently made her madder. My mom and dad ended up washing the dishes because my aunt was forbidding my sister to touch them. Shit. The next morning, both my parents are pissed at me. My sister's pissed at them for me because she said I did nothing wrong, but my parents said I should have just done the dishes because I should know how unpredictable, cranky, and in pain my aunt is since her injury. I feel bad, but I also feel angry because I was insulted for no reason. Was I wrong to refuse the dishes and just leave? No, you were not. You're the only one, you and your sister are the only ones in your family that understand boundaries and have some sense. Your daddy is a wussy pussy, your mama's stupid, and your aunt is crazy. See, now let me tell you how this would have went down if I was the man and that was my house. I would have said, bitch, shut the fuck up. My kids have worked this out. You ain't they parents. We are. And if we okay with it, then bitch, sit your crippled, broken collar ass down and don't say shit before I toss you up out of here. You're not going to come in my house where I'm trying to take care of you to help you out and cause a bunch of shit with my kids. You're not going to do that. So take your happy ass on in the room there, shut the fuck up, and don't you say shit else, or I'm putting you in a cab and you the fuck up out of my house. Now that's what were I this father, would have said to her. This is what I would have said to her as Deborah, as a woman. You let my sister come in the house talking some shit like that to my kids, I'ma cuss her ass out. You're not gonna do that. They work this out. They have a great relationship. They know what the fuck they're doing. You stay out of it. You want your crippled ass up in there. You wanted some dishes washed. Take your happy ass over there and wash them then. But no, young man, you did exactly the right thing. I don't know how you're going to do it, but maybe write your parents a letter and tell them how disappointed you are in their lack of support, and that your sister and you reiterate that you two have a very good work relationship. You have a partnership and you work well together like a team, that your parents did not support either one of you. They threw you under the bus and they acted like they were codependent on your auntie. Like your auntie should have been getting cussed out by all of y'all, all of you. But you did the right thing. So you leave, and you anytime something like that happens again, you do the same thing. Don't pay them no mind. Yeah. I'm telling I already know me. I would have been talking so much shit to her. Put her crippled ass in a cab and send her on somewhere. It's like you want me to break your other collarbone? Keep it up. Question number 9, female, 30 to 36 out of Brooklyn. Oh no. My dude and I split up for 2 weeks. I made 0 attempts to contact him. During this time, he set up a swipey date. Then one night he contacted me drunk, saying he misses me, etc. I advised him that I'm not even entertaining him if he's still talking to another girl. It's not fair for me or her. So he tells her he doesn't want to meet and isn't ready to date. We speak on us and fixing our problems. 2 days later, I'm advised I'm worrying that they're still contacting, and I'd feel comfortable if he blocked her. I never asked him to block a girl in our relationship. He got defensive and angry, was accusing me of not trusting him, said this was in the past, so it shouldn't have to be brought up, and I'm starting drama over nothing. I advise if I need reassurance, I don't understand why he can't give it to me. I love him. I wanted to work out with him, but he point blank never sees my perspective on anything, and he always challenges how I feel, making my problems appear to be silly or irrelevant. We had a fight on this, and he says he's blocked her, but it took him an hour of arguing to get to this stage. Girl, you wasting your time, and you 30 to 36 wasting your time on a knucklehead like this. This man is stupid, and he's abusive. These this little narc attitude, like, nothing can ever be the way that you see things, and he's going to tell you what your reality is, and that your problems are irrelevant and trivial, and that's like gaslighting and all kinds of mental and emotional abuse. The best thing you did was to split up from him. Y'all keep wanting to go back, and I keep telling you that's a mistake. Got to be like Willie Allen said, like a shark. The sharks only swim forward. They don't never swim backwards. Never. So be like a shark and just keep it moving. So this dude, all of this just to try to get back together. This is the kind of thing when the dude really want to get with you, he gonna drop everybody, his mama, everybody, to make sure that you come back to him and that he could be with you. You got to argue with him about some other bitch and who he should block and all this stuff. Don't you understand what that means? You're wasting your time. This is not a relationship that he really wants. You just a convenience. He mad that you got away. So, you just need to let this alone. Move on, child. Move on. Yeah, I'm scared of him. I keep talking about I was going to do one, but I'm like, I don't know. Question number 10 of 15. 10 of 15. Male, 37 to 45 from Vancouver, British Columbia. My wife has brought this up before, for her, not for me, and I keep telling her that I like them the way that they are. I've always told her that. She brought it up again yesterday, and again I tell her I love them the way they are. What is he talking? Must be talking about. Wait, what's he talking about? Okay. She was a little more serious this time, not telling me that she will do it, but just a bit more serious. I asked her why she would want them done if I liked them the way that they are. She said that she would just feel better and not be so embarrassed to buy bras. I had to go and left just saying that I like them how they are and asked who she wanted to impress. She just laughed that off as I was somewhat joking too. Do you know someone who has that, who was married? Was it a request by the husband or wife? I guess I just don't understand why. See, my problem with you is that you thinking it's about you. Your wife obviously has some self-esteem issues and she would like to feel better about herself when she looks in the mirror. She wants to feel more, have more of a figure or whatever. I mean, I don't know why people do the stuff that they do. They want to do certain things to feel they think they're going to feel better about themselves. But I'm telling you what, sir, this is I've evidently been bothering her for years, and it's not about what you like. Okay, you like them, okay, but it's not on your body. So your opinion about what's on her body is irrelevant, and you just don't understand. You don't get that. What your wife feels about herself has nothing to do with you and your crazy ass. Okay, you just need to stay in your envelope. You like what she has. And that was the right answer. But if she wants to feel better, get something different or something that's going to make her feel better, you're going to like that too. That's all you say. Well, honey, whatever's going to work for you, whatever's going to make you feel better, what you like, I like. That's your answer. Repeat after me. Don't you say shit else to that woman, and don't you try to guilt trip her, and don't be doing this little jealousy game and shit trying to make her feel bad and to manipulate her into not doing something that she wants to do. Support your wife, sir. Stop this. Why would she want to get them done if I like them the way they are? It's a little selfish fuck. Sitting up there trying to act like somebody's supposed to change their life or not do what they want to do for themselves on their body to please you. Who the fuck are you? Why don't you go get a dick implant? Okay, let's talk about that. Get that, make that bigger. And she'll be, both of y'all can be happy with some changes on each other. I'm telling you, crazy fool. Question number 11, female. She says, I'm under 18. Uh, I got to tell you, I don't answer questions for kids under 18. So I'm going to skip this one because they legally cannot, I had to remind my cousin this, they really legally cannot sign off on the release because they're minor. And even though their face doesn't show and all of that kind of stuff, that's just a policy that I have, and I just want to keep it. Okay? So we'll skip hers. So actually, I guess we're going to have 24 questions. Question number 12, female, 21 to 26, out of Baltimore. The guy that I'm dating, they grew up together and all. We were shopping in the mall and met his other cousin. She was so excited about it and wanted me to come too. I simply said I had no annual leave, so I can't take time off. I confronted him later on why he didn't invite me. He said because you wouldn't want to go anyway. Is this a bad sign? It's a bad sign that you have no annual leave and can't go anyway, but you want to jam him up about not inviting you to some shit you can't even go to? Are you crazy? What sense does this make? Why are you even wasting my time writing this? I know why, because you're from Baltimore and you don't have no sense. Girlfriend, Miss 21 to 26. You also don't say how long you've been dating this, but don't you understand that when a man brings you to a wedding, it's making a statement? He ain't going to just bring any old body to a wedding, especially when all his family's going to be there. His grandmama, his aunties, his uncles, all the little cousins and everybody. Everybody's then going to know you. By bringing you to a wedding, to a family event like that, it's making a big statement. Evidently, he's not ready to make that kind of statement with you, which is why he didn't ask. But since you couldn't go anyway, it's a moot point. So let's move on. Next letter. Yeah. I mean, really, if she wanted to go, she would just, take unpaid leave. I mean, don't you have no money saved up? You should be able to make moves like that if you want to. Question number 13, female, 30 to 36, from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Wow, that's a lot of names, Sue. That'd be a whole bunch of names. My almost 15-year-old daughter is not doing so great. She's acting out in school, mouthy, feels entitled, and has a great deal of self-pity. She also lacks respect for me. Just now, she mocked me and then gave me the middle finger as I attempted to take her iPhone. Her iPhone that my partner and I just recently bought her. We had a little tussle, and I just gave up. I just stopped the Wi-Fi connection and will take the phone while she's sleeping. She's in a day school, and lately her emotions have been all over the place. She liked a boy, and he broke her heart. She has difficulty maintaining friendships. Her behavior ranges between childish to overly mature. I try to help her. I'm kind, but obviously not a great disciplinarian, or she wouldn't be this way. I thought I was doing a great job, but I'm not. I'm fed up, burnt out. I don't want to give her anything more other than the things that she needs. She doesn't deserve anything more than the basics. Today is the day I change. I decided to take her phone away, at least for the day, for acting out in school. I've decided to delay getting a dog. We've been playing with this idea for a little over a year now. I was going to get her a dog for companionship, emotional support, but I realized it's not a right but a privilege. She was very excited about this, but I think I'll wait. I told her this, and she said she didn't give a shit. She's really crabby tonight. I had to take a minute for myself before I acted in a regretful way. I'm looking for parenting advice. Am I going overboard by taking the phone, delaying getting the dog, and only giving her the necessities? I read that taking everything away will only make things worse. If you were in this situation, what would you do, Deb? My daughter would never be in that situation because as soon as she started cutting up and acting up, I would have took her to the nearest shrink because there's something wrong with her. Now, she's like she's being mouthy. My daughter was doing that too. She was acting up in school, but she wasn't 15. She was about maybe 9, 10 maybe. And I put her in the car and took her down to East 14th Street and showed her all the crack holes. And all the people wandering around with lint in their head, scratching and doing all this stuff here, raggedy clothes and dirty and stuff. I said, so see, those are people who didn't go to school. Did you want to look like that? No, mommy, no. She said, no, mommy, no. I said, look, they don't have no warm bed to sleep in. They don't have no PlayStation, and they don't have no computer game and no stuffed animals, and they don't have, the stuff that you have. They don't have that. See how they looking wandering up down the street? That's what happens when people get bad grades in school. No, mommy. Okay, so that solved that problem. And then, you don't have to be like a disciplinarian, really. I mean, you don't have to be that like beating on your kids and yelling and screaming at them, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to do, you fuck with a kid's mind. You have to understand your child though. And then you just fuck with their mind. It's very simple. You don't even have to raise your voice. You just show them stuff. Tell them stuff. Tell them stories. Give them examples. Let them see examples of where they're headed. And then they usually be like, oh, I don't want that. And then they start acting right. You giving me the middle finger as you attempted to take her iPhone. You know what I would do? I would take that iPhone and I would take a hammer to it. And then I would put it back beside her bed. And say, okay, now this is what happens when you act a fool with me. I'm the one paying for the shit. So this is what you're going to do. Now, if you want to get another iPhone, you're going to have to get a job and earn it because I'm done. Okay, I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on some shit, and then you're gonna give me the middle finger and act a fool. We're not gonna do that. I see again. Did I yell? Did I raise my voice? I'm talking to you guys just like I do, for anything else. Yeah, she said the daughter sounds entitled and she has a great deal of self pity, but that's these millennials and that's their mentality for some reason. And obviously, lady, you don't really talk to your daughter. You don't talk to her about how to handle her emotions. In the teens is difficult. And, talking to a girl about, her first little crush and love and stuff is necessary. You got to break it down for them and explain to them how they adjust, deal with their feelings. A lot of parents don't do that. That's why they have these boys that's wilding out and acting stupid and think that they should be, chasing girls and murdering them and stuff that reject them. The parents are failing their children. You don't talk to them. You have to talk to your kids and help them process stuff. They're children. They don't know how to do it. That's your job, is to teach them. And you've obviously, like you said, have failed. You failed. But what you better do is going over by taking the phone. No. Delaying getting the dog. Absolutely, you should delay getting the dog because she's not showing the proper levels of responsibility, responsible behavior for herself, let alone what she might do for a little animal. They're helpless. You got to take care of them. And giving her the necessities. She needs a job, but I really think what she needs really is some psychiatric help. So you should investigate that for her. She's only 15. Get it now before she goes, too far left. I'm just saying. No, no. I mean, I'm just the same. You fucking up, I'm going to tell you about yourself. But some people I think are really brave, and I really have to say that by the time somebody writes to me, they have to be in a certain mindset. They have to be ready to hear some hard truths that they're not going to really hear anybody else. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to make it sound palatable. I'm not going to be sweet, nice, and kumbaya with it. I'm going to just tell you, yes, you're full of shit. Yes, you're fucking up. Yes, you need to do better. You ain't doing shit right. What the fuck is your problem? That's what I'm going to be. That's what I do. And so I think by the time people, they've heard all this nice stuff and it didn't really get them anywhere, these platitudes and, oh, it'll be better. They've heard all of that. And the problem remains. And now they're ready for somebody to really give them some serious insight and an action plan. And that's when I think they get their nerve up and right here, you know, because they know that they can depend on me to tell them the real. I'm not going to play with you. So let's move on. Question number 14. This is a male, 37 to 45. Oh, he's right here in Oakland. He says, my brother in law lost his job about a month ago, and his family, two adults and two children, are going to need a place to stay since they can't afford their apartment anymore. Well, shit, the rents in Oakland and this whole area is crazy. They asked if they could move in with us. For many years, my brother in law and sister in law have bragged about how much money they have, all the nice things they buy, and how much better their things are than mine. These things have not been passive comments, these were usually direct statements. Years ago, they moved into these fancy new luxury apartments that cost way more a month than my mortgage. Every other year, they got two new leased cars. Their clothing always must have big name logos on them, fancy watches. I could go on. I just learned to ignore them since I was certain they live way above their means. I also spend as little time around them as I can since they almost always make a scene wherever they go. Their kids are jerks who have no comprehension of right or wrong or respect of people's property. They are 10 and 12 and should understand this. The last time they were over at our house, an older kid put a hole in my basement wall with his foot. I asked the parents to pay for the repair. They were not willing to do that since kids are kids and we should expect that to happen. I dropped the issue and paid a local handyman the $100 to repair it. My wife and I have done the opposite. We never discuss money or purchases with anyone. We are dumping as much as we can into our 401ks, emergency fund, mortgage, and have a college fund for our kid and set aside money for fun. I'm not saying that my wife and my way is perfect, but we do plan for the future. I must be right that they live beyond their means because they have not had any savings since they can't make it a couple of months with severance and unemployment checks. The first time they talked to us and asked about to borrow money was equivalent of 6 months of mortgage payments. I told my wife that I did not want to do this since they have huge doubts they would ever be able to pay it back. They wanted the money so they could keep up their lifestyle instead of cutting back and making it last as long as possible. Also, I just not want to bail them out of a problem that they created. The next time they contacted us was to ask to move in with us. We are their only family on this side of the state. I just can't. I talked to my wife and she understands and agrees, but the family part is what's troubling her. They also refuse to ask their friends if they can stay with them for unknown reasons. Apparently, our decision has made the rounds with cousins, aunts, uncles, parents, etc., and I'm being accused, just me, not my wife, of being unreasonable for not opening up our home to these folks that created their own problem. What would you do? I think you are exactly 100% correct. And you should tell them, y'all should be selling all them fancy things that you got if you need some money. All them watches and all that bling and them cars and all that stuff that you spent all that money on. Sell that and you would have plenty of money to fund your lifestyle. It's not my job to take care of grown people and their children when they fucked up. It's not like they had a fire and lost everything or something, it was like an emergency. They just was living stupid. And now they thinking they gonna come and sponge off of you while you feed them and all this stuff? No, 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 no. And be sure to just express this to your wife. And my thing is just all these people that's complaining. I tell you, well, I had a similar situation, but I told all my this dude, because this dude I was living with at the time, and I told his family, if you think that this motherfucker is such a good deal, you come get him and you move him into your house. He had this crackhead ass cousin, and I told him the cut boy wasn't staying at our house because I didn't want none of my shit missing. Somebody who'll steal from their own mama. That's somebody you're not touching. You're not gonna be in my house. Not when I'm asleep. I'm gonna be sitting here watching you every second. Even when you go to the bathroom, I'm gonna pat you down, make sure you didn't take none of my fashion fare. 'Cause that was big at the time. Fashion fare was expensive, and I tossed his little ass out. And the dude I was living with, he got mad. I said, "You can go with him. I don't give a fuck. Both of y'all could get out. But when I wake up in the morning, I want all my shit still here. And then dude's mother, the one he had stole from, calls me complaining. I said, "Bitch, come get your raggedy ass son then. Let him steal some more of your shit." But he ain't stealing mine. And then all his relatives was calling, trying to tell me what I should do in my house with my stuff. Cussed them all out. I'm telling you, when I left Texas, people were so overjoyed because I turned that place out. Me and all my California attitude. It's like, psh, please. But you, sir, are in a similar situation. So you just gonna have to rise up. Make sure you keep your testosterone up high and tell all them people you think that it's such a good idea for them to move in with somebody, move them into your house because they ain't coming here. They're not coming here. And that's final. And then just hang up the phone. So you stay strong. You're doing exactly the right thing. You protect your wife and your kids and the shit that you worked hard for and fuck them. You up there putting money into a born, you buying a property, you making your stuff, bread laying down a foundation, which is what a young man should be doing for his wife and children. You're doing shit right. This dude would just want to live frivolously like he's like a high school student or something. I don't know what that's about. But they chose a lifestyle that made now they don't have nothing, whereas you live frugally and put your money away into things that matter. They didn't live like you. He didn't even ask you for no advice. So on how you do it, so he could try to change his life before things went down the toilet. So that's something you don't worry about. If you were to come in and support them and take care of them at this point, that would mean that you were a codependent. So that he gets to do whatever he want to do, and you suffer the consequences for it, trying to help him. No, stay strong. Keep him out your house. Don't even let him come visit. Question number, and don't give him no money. Question number 15, female, 21 to 26, from Boise, Idaho. Do I expect too much for a man to court me and woo me prior to making a move? Has this tradition of respect and genuine chase and conquer her heart died out completely? I've always told my exes that they can make a move, but when it comes to eggplant for the first time, I prefer to make the decision when I'm ready. Men are always ready, lol. Women take more time usually. This lack of patience is off putting, and I'm not sure if it's just me, but when a man makes a move early, I interpret it as he thinks I'm attractive, but doesn't care beyond that to withhold his caveman urges. Yes, as in I know men want eggplant, but how willing are they to wait for a woman to truly be ready? Have easy women made men impatient? I withheld my cavewoman urges of pouncing on men when they're displaying genuine emotion because respecting my man's happiness and supporting him matters more than my urges. Is it too much to expect the same? No, it's not too much to expect the same. But, I think a lot of guys, that's really all they're interested in. So they're just going to keep, throwing bait, throw, until somebody bites. So it's not like they're interested in the woman. They're not interested in her as a person. They're interested in what they can get out of her. Is she going to be amenable to the crap that they're talking in the game that they want to run? So don't take any of this personally. It's not an indictment of you. This is just somebody who's just going to keep throwing his fish, his line, his bait out there until a fish bites. Okay? He's not particular what the fish look like, how big the fish is, what type of fish it is. He just doesn't care. He just want a fish. He's not really interested in the specifics of the fish. Okay? So you're looking at, starting something serious and real. And these young guys, for the most part, aren't. But it's not, anyway, don't doubt yourself. It's not too much to expect. And a guy who really is into you will rise to the occasion without a doubt. Because when a guy really want to get to you, he becomes Mr. Johnny on the spot. All kind of good manners pop up half the time. His friends and his family don't even recognize him because he's like, when did you learn to do all of that? How come you acting like that? Who are you? And, the men will treat women differently based on how much respect and stuff that they have for them. And if he meets that woman that he feels like he really wants to get with more than anybody else, he wants to keep her by his side more than anybody else, he will adjust his program accordingly. And it's not like she really has to do anything. She just has to tell him what her rules are. And he'd be like, oh. And then he'll play by her rules. That's all it is. Question number 16, female 18 to 21 from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm a senior in high school. I'm graduating in May. I've been filling out college applications since September. I'm really passionate about going to school since I want to further my education and make my parents proud. But whenever I bring up college to my mom, she gets an attitude and tells me horror stories about people getting assaulted, kidnapped, etc. It's really disappointing that she doesn't support me considering I'm the only decent child that she has. I'm the youngest out of three. She always suggested I go to community college, even though I think a university would be better for me because I can get out of my shell and live a little. It's not like money's an issue because my dad is a retired vet, meaning I can go to college for free. I don't know the who logistics of it. No, that's true. You can go to, well, I don't know about other states, but here in California, you can go to the state, certain, the state universities for free. And even that's not the case, my dad can pay my tuition and everything, which he has no problems doing. Every time someone asks me what college I want to go to her or my sister flat out tell them I'm going to a community college. I feel like the only person that believes in me is my dad, and that's no surprise, being that he's been my best friend since birth. I also feel like the reason she doesn't want me to go is because she thinks I can't take care of myself. I'm a small girl, 5'8" and 110 pounds. What? Girl, you need to eat something. But I still don't feel like they should treat me like some fragile object. None of my siblings went to college. My mom didn't go either, and my dad was in the army. I feel so alone. What should I do in regards to my mom and how she feels about me going off to college? You should have been talked to your guidance counselor at school. Don't they have those anymore? They don't have those anymore. But they must have some kind of counselor at school or even a trusted teacher because they don't. They all went to college. They have. They know the ropes. You need somebody that's going to lobby for you and to give you the strength to do what it is that you want to do. Once you're 18, your mother can't stop you. Okay, keep that in mind. Well, you are 18, right? You're about to graduate. So she can't stop you from going if that's what you want to do. It's nice that you care, you listening to her and all this stuff. But at 18, you're an adult now. You're not a baby. So if you decide you want to go off to university, go. You go, you get your help. Your dad can fill out the forms. You get the vet program. I know, you have to send the paperwork in. I'm not sure how it works, but I do know that that is how it works. And you can go to college for free. You pay, I don't know, you have to buy your own books and all that kind of stuff, but they pay the tuition. So you want a dorm and all that stuff, you have to pay for all of that, but they pay for the tuition. And make it happen. But be serious, because once you go, you can't fuck up. You can't decide that you're going to drop out. You got to commit to 4 years of kicking butt and taking names so you get out with that paper and prove them all wrong. You have to stay focused. You don't let your head get spun around by no little silly boy, by no nothing. You stay focused. And if you can do that, you can talk to one of your counselors. Like I said, there's also, you can look up whatever the Veteran Services Agency is in where are you? Jackson, Mississippi. Oh no, wait, no, wrong letter. You're on the first. Oh, Knoxville. Okay, so yeah, you look up the thing on Google or something and find out where the vet's office is in your area, and then go down there and get the paperwork. Or sometimes you may even have it online and just fill it out and apply. Okay, you got to make sure you get into college first. You got to know where you're going. But that's what I would do if I were you. Turn my light on. Okay, there we go. Starting to get dark in here. Yeah, that's what I would recommend, young lady. Okay, question 17 out of 25. Female 21 to 26 out of Jackson, Mississippi. So we've been seeing each other for a year. The guy who told me a month ago, if I don't love you like you, I wouldn't tolerate this behavior. We saw each other last night. He asked me if I love him. I said, yes, I think I am in love with you. He asked me if I think that I'm in love or if I am in love. I said, I don't know. He asked me more than once. He insisted on answering. He asked if I love him, and I said yes. But he did not reciprocate. He didn't say he would either love me or don't love me. Why? Because he's a knucklehead. First of all, you've been seeing each other for a year, and neither one of you said you love each other and all that time. What you wasting your time for? This just some like entertainment and just sitting up there fishing to see how you feel because he's a coward and doesn't want to say what he feels. He's trying to see if it's either okay. It's one or two things. Either he's trying to see because he's a fucking coward if it's okay for him to say it so he doesn't feel like he's gonna get rejected or feel stupid, or he has no such interest in you or like that. You just been something to do, And he wants to see how you feel because once you're in love, it makes it easier for him to manipulate you and yank your chain. So it's one of them two. Neither one of them is attractive to me. Both of them options would get him fired from my life. So y'all don't be thinking about this right. Yeah. To keep asking you like that. Well, do you love me or how much you love me? And is it like, what is, are you in love with me? No, no, you just a little bitch. It's like, oh, that's, no, I don't even like your ass. I just tolerate you. Are you happy now? Because when you ask like this, it just makes me think you're a little bitch. And I don't really like this kind of conversation. Come from the lips of somebody supposed to be a grown ass man. You act like a little bitch boy. I'm turned off. I don't like that kind of stuff. They asking me some stupid ass question like that. They think if I loved you, nigga, don't you think in the whole year I would have told you by now? Obviously, the answer is no. What you asking me for? You just want your feelings hurt. Why am I so evil? But oh, that would get on my nerves, though. That would seriously get on my nerves. Do I love you? No. I don't even know what love is. Use they line back on them. I don't even know what love is. You know how they say that? I don't know what love is. So then you be sitting up there trying to explain it to them, wasting your breath. Question number 18, female 26 to 29 from Cardiff, Wales. I'm 32. I've been dating a 31-year-old for a few weeks. At the beginning of our relationship, he told me, okay, weeks now, I'm having a feeling all this writing about something going on for weeks is kind of okay. At the beginning of our relationship, he told me of some odd behavior and revealed that he had bipolar disorder. Oh, hell no. I had reservations, but he is medicated and in therapy, and I like him, so I continued it. We started off very nice, so he was attentive and passionate. We saw each other a few times a week, and then he canceled me because he got sick with the flu. I told him if this is moving too fast, we can slow it down, and he went into a weird tangent about me scaring him by being needy and insecure. He told me he listed in his head rather reasons not to like me. I was angry and hurt by his extreme reaction. The next day he apologized profusely and asked for another chance. I don't know why, but I gave him one. We hung out on Friday and we were intimate. He told me that he should stay overnight, but then he told me he didn't bring his bag and left at 3 a.m. Things were normal until I asked him to hang out on Sunday. He said yes, then Sunday his cat got sick. He didn't officially cancel, but he left me hanging all day while he was with his dad and blew off our plans. He didn't reply for several hours, and I got angry with him and asked why he did it. He said because he was a selfish piece of shit. Considering we had just been intimate, I was already feeling vulnerable, and him blowing me off was hurtful. He apologized and told me he didn't think that it was a big deal and he didn't want to drive to my house. First, it was a sick cat, and then it was not wanting to drive. We spoke on the phone. He apologized a lot, then went silent when I asked him questions, like he would talk for 5 minutes, literally. He had zero emotion on the phone and scared and frustrated me. I didn't know what to do, so I eventually said goodbye and hung up. I then texted him because I wanted to end it as everything is on his terms, and it made me feel bad about myself. He ignored me, so I called him again and he didn't answer. I got upset and I told him I wished I had never met him. He texted me that I hurt him so badly, but I was right and he is terrible. He said no one treated him as nice as I did his whole life, and he hurt me. He's sorry and asked to talk after work today. I don't know what to do. I care about him so much, but I cannot stand flakes or men who don't do what they say. He has not been in a relationship even on one date in 4 years, and he said he just has different, quote, social expectations than I do. And she put a question mark. In addition to canceling on me twice, he will only talk on the phone if he wants to, and I'm frequently unavailable because of his mental health issues. This has been affecting me because he's so sweet and loving initially, and then when I open up to him, he hurts me by blowing me off and then promising to take my needs into consideration, but never does. Okay, so what's the question here? You knew. Okay, when somebody tells you that they're fucked up when you first meet them, you pay attention to that, and then you make a U-E and you go the other way. That was a mistake that you made. Bipolar, manic depressive, schizophrenia, the depression, drug addicted, gambling addicted, porn addicted, any kind of anything that's weird, I'm out. And I suggest you do the same. That means his mind's all kinds of fucked up. There's no way in this world that he can love you and have a fully intimate frontal relationship with you because he's got this thing in the way. Okay? He's got this thing in the way. And y'all always thinking that you can help somebody. Your ass is not a nurse, okay? You ain't a doctor. And if you are, you should be getting paid for it. You shouldn't be donating your services for free to Dusties, okay? And you look at these men when they have all these afflictions, right? And then you want to go and have a baby by them. Don't you know you passing that shit on to your child? Your child's gonna be bipolar, schizophrenic, have depression, be manic and all stuff. Your child is going to catch that shit. I'm just like, why don't you guys be thinking about this kind of stuff? You think because somebody pops a pill and then they appear normal that is that's not in their DNA? It is. They're weird. Okay? They need to get some treatment. But that's not your job to give it to them, nor to stand by them while they get it. That's their parents' job. So once he told you that he was in therapy and he's on meds and all this stuff, you're supposed to say, "Oh, thank you for letting me know. Well, let me let you give the space for you to continue your treatment, and I wish you well and I hope you heal and find happiness and joy in this lifetime or the next. Check you later." That's what you're supposed to say. And then you sleeping with him and getting all these expectations about somebody who's just done told you he's a Looney Tune. You do know that makes you crazy too. And I'm like, he blew you off and doing all the stuff, and you chasing him down and calling him and stuff. You supposed to have been blocking his ass, so he can't never call you again. Instead of trying to chase him down, you handled this all kinds of wrong. How old are you? 26 to 29. Oh, well, she's in Cardiff, Wales. Maybe she don't know about game in Wales. Well, you knew enough to write to me, so hopefully you picked up on it now. I'm just saying, I don't do crazy. Canceling on you twice. You get one time. See, stuff like me, she just made a whole series of mistakes with this guy. Woo! Question number 19 to 25. We got 25 questions tonight. Our first What the Fuck Tuesday in 2 weeks. Because I took my little vacation last week. I didn't do nothing. Oh, yes, I did. Let me tell you what I did. Okay, I'm working on the perfect enchilada sauce recipe. So I made a red one that's like a Tex-Mex one. I was looking for that flavor that I used to taste when I was living in Texas. I was trying to recreate that flavor. I must have made 20 batches of sauce. I finally got it. Okay, so we moved away from the red sauce. Now we got the green sauce. I aced that shit. It's so good. So I'm going to be making to my what you call them enchiladas on Cinco de Mayo. It's big around here in California. I don't know why everybody celebrates it. So that's what I'm going to do. I just wanted to share. That's what I did on my vacation. Cooked, wasted a whole bunch of stuff making sauce. All right. So let's move on. Question number 19. Female 18 to 21 from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I don't even know what that is. I have a boyfriend. I love him so much. It's 3 years. We're in second year college now, but he's super smart and super mature. He did not give me his password on his phone nor a fingerprint. He always says that it is a privacy, like I know for sure, but I just want to see if there is a lady he's chatting. Okay, her English. Okay. He is mysteriously smiling like hell. And once I saw the messenger, he flirts with someone else but told me he loved me, and it's just jokes on the girl he's chatting with. He's not really a romantic guy nor a sweet one. He's just chill and be mature like other. He says, I don't get treated like I was his queen. I always beg to get a kiss or a hug. He does not take action unless he wants to be intimate. Sometimes he compliments the other girls like sexy or beautiful. I feel like ugly. I mean, I have looks too, but he discouraged me, and all, I start to hate myself because I can't be a woman he wants. Okay, the question here is, why are you being bothered? You've been 2 years of this, 3 years of this, 3 years of this. Where are your parents? This is very sad, young lady. I can see that what did they, I don't know what you, Dutch or something they speak in South Africa, one of the other languages, French or something. But whatever it is, this you can tell that English is her second language, okay, because it's very choppy. I did my best to read it. But, you're looking at what he didn't do for you, The way he makes you feel insecure, doubtful. You think he's seeing other women. He's cheating with other women. He's not romantic. He's sweet. The only time you get affection is when he wants something. Um, he compliments other girls, but not you. I mean, what is it that you think you're getting out of this relationship? I don't see anything positive out of this because he's smart and sweet. So I mean, how's that helping you though? It's great that he's smart, but how is that helping you in your life? That he's smart, that he's funny. I'm not understanding your thinking about how you choose a boyfriend. Yeah, I'm like, where are your parents? Because I know I ran all kind of interference in my daughter. I know she got sick of me. I didn't care. I didn't care. Because, I was like, this guy's an idiot. Stop it. I don't like him. Well, I like him. I'm like, okay, well, you going to see. And so, sure enough, she would see. But, then they get mad because you be right. And they don't want they don't want you to be right. So then they get mad like you did something wrong. Whatever. Okay. Question number 20. Female, 26 to 29 out of San Jose. After being ghosted, honestly, why do people do that? I have a whole video explaining why. It is the best thing to do when you have an emotional nut that you're trying to get away from. I decided to get back at it. 2 weeks ago, I met someone via, oh, I guess my cousin X'd it out. Attractive, easy to talk to, smart, etc. Essentially checked all my boxes. We had a great first date. Then suddenly, things went from 0 to 100. I got several texts after our date along the lines of, meeting you was the best thing that happened to me in a while, and you have no idea how badly I wish you were here. What? After your date? The first date? Both of which freaked me out a little, seeing a little forward after just one date. I was out for the night, so I just ignored it. Next day, he apologized and said he'd been drinking. Okay, fine. But the incredibly forward behavior continued, and I'm just wondering if I have some sort of post divorce trauma that made it such a turnoff for me or what. We'd only known each other for 2 weeks, so the I really like you and have been on cloud nine since we met text felt weird to me. How can you possibly know you feel that way in such little time? On our second date, he was trying to make some time, make some summertime camping trip plans with me and asked if we could go to Disneyland sometime together since I'd never been. What? Last week I told him I was very busy with work and school and would let him know when I was free. He still texted me nearly every single day asking to see me. Finally, I decided we weren't moving at the same speed and sent a nice text telling him as much. I never responded. He never responded, which is fine and also what I expected. I guess I just feel like any normal woman would probably really like having a man who always wants to see them and who voices how much he likes them. It just makes me uncomfortable. I'm bummed because I genuinely liked him, but when he came on so strong, I instantly was turned off and just wanted to distance myself. I especially feel like something's wrong with me because my friend had a second date the other night and he brought her roses and told her he was ready to be official whenever she was. And I think most people would probably find that sweet, and all I could think of was after 2 dates? Yikes. I just honestly have no clue how people can know each other in 2 weeks and decide to be in a relationship. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because there isn't. That works for many, many people. It's just me, I think. Maybe I need therapy. All I know is that it's an instant turnoff for me when someone wants to be my boyfriend after 2 or 3 days. Now I'm with you. Calm the fuck down. I don't even know your middle name or your favorite color yet. And it's like you want to be like all knee deep up in my life like that? No, we're not going to do that. He was doing too much. He was absolutely doing too much. Now you're in the 26 to 29 age group. You don't say how old he is. But I'm going to tell you this. When guys get, when they're ready, they're ready. And it's just really like first they're not ready. And then it's like they just wake up the next day and they are. That's about how quick the switch flips. They want to get married. They want to have a relationship. They want to have a family. They want these things that they never really wanted before because they realize like some lonely night of thinking or looking at their buddies and saying, God, how many thousands of times have I done this shit? I'm sick of this. I want to do something else with my life. This is boring. This is making me ill. I don't want to do this anymore. And then they transition over to, wanting something solid. This guy, that maybe that's what happened to him. The other option is, he was doing what they call the love bomb thing, thinking that was going to be the most direct route into your draws. It's really hard to say since he was making, um, you don't say that he was talking to you about physical things. He wanted to be around you and all this kind of stuff. Usually they give themselves away when they have that kind of angle because they can't hold water. They're going to make it some kind of sexy oriented conversation. Some kind of innuendo is going to slide in there. Even if they apologize for it later, they still going to do it. And you haven't said you never mentioned that he did anything like that. So that would make me, think that he's the first one that I said. He's just really, really ready. And when people are really, really ready, that's how they come on. And they don't sometimes, with guys, unless they had a woman, an older woman or an older guy, tell them, dude, you can be like that. You can feel that. But you have to temper it with let her come along at her speed. You can't bum rush her like that because you scare her away. And that's how, my dad said he knew my mother the day he met her. He knew that they were going to get married. He had to wait 4 years for her to reach that point. But he knew that day. Okay. So, this guy might be like that, but he never had, enough game to know that you can't just come out like, putting all your feelings out there like that on the first date. You can't do that. You have to hold back. You say, I enjoyed meeting you and I really look forward to, getting to know you better. That's it. You say something a little low key like that. So she's like, oh, okay. And then she doesn't get scared off. But this dude, he totally just, made the woman feel like she need to be FloJo and be up and out of there. And so that's what happened. And I know he's a little heartbroken and stuff. He really liked her. But dude, you did too much. You did way too much. Question number 21 of 25. This is a woman, 56 to 65, from Perth, Australia. I've been widowed for almost 10 years, and during that time, I've had a few relationships. My adult daughter seemed okay with one of my prior boyfriends. He was very laid back and timid, so much that I got bored of him. The next boyfriend she despised. He was very nice to her, but didn't have much in terms of assets compared to me, and had an instance year before where he got into some trouble with his business. I kept them apart, but it was a challenge given that I saw him for several years. Now I've been seeing someone for almost 8 months and we get along great. He wants us to get married in the next year. Let me add that we are both in our 60s. The one time my daughter met him, she didn't like him because she thought he was a controlling person and loud. He does tend to be vocal, but he's not obnoxious and is very good to me and my adult son who lives in the area, unlike my daughter who doesn't. Well, here we go again. She wants to come home in a month for a long weekend to see me, and her boyfriend will come too. But she does not expect me to see my boyfriend at all during that weekend. Is that reasonable given that it's a holiday? I don't want to get into a tussle with her, but how do I proceed? I realize things may not work out with my boyfriend. I don't want to jeopardize my relationship with my daughter, but I feel like no one will be good enough unless he is more like my old boyfriend who kept his mouth shut. Well, lady, your daughter, you in your 60s, okay? You don't say how old your daughter is, but let's say she's at least in her 30s, okay? You need to sit her down and say, look here, I'm a woman just like you. I have needs that you cannot fulfill, my daughter. I don't tell you what to do with the men that you pick, and you're not going to tell me. I'm grown, and so are you. So you want to come for this weekend, but you want to bring your man, and you don't want me to bring mine? We're not going to do that. So either you come by yourself, and it's just the two of us, or you bring your dude, and I'm going to bring mine. So you pick one. That's how it's going to be. Secondly, if this works out, I will be getting married to him. I don't pick your husband, and you don't pick mine because we're grown. Your opinion right now is like it doesn't matter. This is my choice. I'm a grown woman. So you don't have to like him. You don't have to come around him. Nothing. We can have a phone relationship or we can meet up with each other when neither one of our dudes are around. That's the way that we can make it happen. But I don't want to hear any more about your opinion about what I do or how I do it or who I do it with because I don't care what you think. Now, can you work with that? And then you just tell her. You're not going to jeopardize your relationship with your daughter. If your daughter jeopardizes her relationship with her mother because she's mad that you want to date a man that she doesn't like, then that little bitch needs to be by herself. Be over there somewhere because she's doing too much, and that's manipulative and controlling behavior. Somebody's knocking on my door, but I'm not going to open it. Okay, question number 22. Female, 26 to 29, Newcastle, UK. I understand the definition of abuse and I am against it in every way, shape, and form. However, it occurred to me that I may have been a victim without knowing it at the time. The story goes as follows. I have been exclusively dating a guy for about a year and a half. He is an amazing person and boyfriend and has never exhibited signs of aggression toward me verbally. That being said, his physical behavior has concerned me a handful of times. I am boisterous and can tolerate some playful wrestling, which is why I never saw his previous behavior as abuse. A few days ago, we were having eggplant and I was getting tired. I relaxed a bit and moved slightly out of the position he needed me to be in and he lost his temper. He grabbed my bum with his hands and was digging his nails into my skin, bruising me. I bit down on a pillow and held tears back because I wasn't expecting what he had done, nor did I know what to do. He slapped my bum harder than what we consider interesting where he had just drawn blood and then verbally ridiculed me for doing the wrong thing and frustrating him. I had no idea what to say, so I kept quiet and he pushed me forward and sat down irritable and sighing loudly. He has since apologized, but his apology was filled with excuses. I am usually very physically attracted to him and feel the desire to be intimate daily, but since this has happened, I'm too scared that I do the wrong thing again and he lashes out and hurts me. I love him and we have a beautiful relationship and promising future. After this has happened, I don't know whether or not this could open up the possibility of abuse continuing or if it was a one time mistake where he lost his cool. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Get rid of him. This is a sexual assault. And a lot of people don't understand it. They think, well, we're in a relationship. That doesn't, he can't do that. Yes, he can. And that's what happened to you. And is the violence hitting you like that and drawing blood, and you don't see where that's a problem? And then he's going to ridicule you after he hurt you? You good, because I would have got up, packed my stuff, and left and been done. That would have been it. Over. You're not going to treat me like that if I didn't pick up something and bust him upside the head on my way out the door. You've been dating for a year and a half. Well, just like I say about men who cheat, they are good and cool and everything until the day that they not. And you think that this abusive attitude just appeared out of nowhere when he kept himself in check for a year and a half, and now his inner fool is out. He's done showed you who he is, girlfriend. You need to pay attention and be just chucking up the deuces and be out. Look at the chat room stream too. They ain't going crazy. He just gonna up the ante on you. He got away with this one time sitting up there talking about he mad and you frustrated him and this and that. I'm like, I'm going to kill you. How about that? That's what you're gonna get. You thinking you're gonna treat me like that? You gonna die. That's just the way it is. Oh my goodness gracious. You're too scared and he lashes out. You love him. You have a beautiful relationship. No, you don't. You don't have a promising future with someone who treats you like that. You're tripping. And there's no such thing as a one-time mistake of that magnitude. No. He showed you who he really is. You better pay attention. Get away from him. This relationship is now over. Question number 23, female, 26 to 29 from Aberdeen, Scotland. My man and I have been together for 16 months. I found out last week that he was talking to two other women on Facebook, one based in South Africa and the other in the U.S. The messages were quite flirty, then became more intimate, and he seemed to have developed a friendship with these women. When I see the messages, my heart dropped as I thought we were so happy. We were planning to move in together and get married. I felt that my world had come to an end. I was so hurt. This had been going on for a few months. What are your thoughts on this? We were planning to move in together and get married. Well, I'm going to say this. People don't turn into husbands when they go walking down the aisle and say, I do. They're already in that mode mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. They're walking the walk before they go down the aisle. So you have this kind of stuff going on in a situation where you thinking it's going to head towards something long term and sensible. This man is putting you on notice that those are faulty dreams. He's not ready. Okay, there's he's like he reminds me of those dudes that was on that Oprah show where they're looking for ego boost and attention and all this stuff, validation from women that they don't know. They feel like, it makes me remember the guy was like she made me feel like a stud. She made me feel like I was the man. Like, I could see the admiration in her eyes. I still remember those quotes. And so if you got this kind of this is what he's getting from these random women online. You need to understand that whatever it is that this hole is in this man, you can't fill it. You can't. It's just a waste of time. You would just be fully depleted by trying to fill up this empty ego, neediness, vacuum, blood sucking, energy sucker person that you got in a relationship with. All he's going to do is stress you out because this is what he thinks this is okay. You don't. So, and this has been going on for a few months. Wasn't like it just started. So these fantasies that you have that you're gonna be living happily ever after and move in with this man, all this stuff, give it up. Ain't happening. What you're doing now is about to break up. That's what's about to happen here. And if you're stupid enough to push forward with this, thinking that you're gonna, because he gives that up, these two women, that it means that everything's okay, you're confused because whatever it is that he's looking for online by getting it from these strange women, he's going to still need that, be looking for that feeling and that attention and that validation. So it's not going to be them two, it's going to be somebody else. And this time it might be real life and then you'll really be hurt. So I'm not I wouldn't recommend this. Yeah, he just ugh. Question number 24 of 25. We're nearing the end. It's a good thing because my voice is about to be given out here. Um, Female, 30 to 36 from Philly. I'm not sure who exactly to talk to, so I'm reaching out to you. I was a victim of domestic violence for 3 years with a guy. He was physically and mentally abusive in every aspect. During our 3 years together, we had two very wonderful children who thankfully are nothing like their dad. Because of the intensity of the abuse, I became addicted to drugs and decided it was for mine and my child's best interest to go out of state for rehab so I could get a fresh start away from the abuse and my children's father. I'm officially a year clean and sober. I have since left that relationship and have found a new boyfriend. We are very serious, talking about moving in together and even spending the rest of our lives together. However, there is one major issue. My parents, especially my mom, refuses to even acknowledge him. Okay, so you've been clean and sober for a year. All right. I'm still living out of state and I go see my parents and my children who are living with my parents twice a year. When I'm home, I try to engage my children in video calling with my boyfriend, but my mom calls it inappropriate and I shouldn't be introducing them to random men. Even when my boyfriend is laying with me and I'm video calling my kids, my mom is always watching and making sure my boyfriend isn't in the video. When I try to explain to her that he isn't a random man but someone I want to spend the rest of my life with, my mom just shuts down. She gets negative and tells me I'm not ready for a relationship and just tries to change the subject. So my question is, how can I try and start a conversation with my mom and get her comfortable with my new boyfriend and make her see how serious this relationship is? I want him to be able to come home with me and meet my kids and parents. Any help would be great. Thank you so much. I'm about to cuss your fucking ass out. First of all, you have a track record of making fucked up decisions. Okay, your ass went from to an abusive idiot into drugs and just acting a complete zip damn fool. You had to abandon your kids and everything. What in the world makes you think that your mother's gonna trust you with some rinky dink ass man that you just met? You've been clean and sober for a year. That ain't shit. And you don't have any pressure on you. You're just living by yourself, going to see your kids every twice a year. And you think I'm going to side with you? You tripping big time. You want to be somebody's mama? Take your happy ass over there and get your kids. Bring them to your house. You take care of them every day and relieve your mother of that burden. You sit up there and laying up with some motherfucker and taking big pictures and thinking that your kids care? Who you fucking? Are you kidding me right now? Your mother's really good because I would be cussing your ass smooth out. Oh my God. Sitting up there talking about that's why I engage my children in video calling. Your bitch ass should be there with your kids, not video calling from some other state. And thinking your mother should be giving you kudos and rounds of applause because you got some new dick. You didn't don't even have your kids, ho. Come on now. This is some stupid shit right here. I know you did not expect me to be siding with you on this bullshit. Yeah, I'm saying your mother's polite. She says it's inappropriate. See, that's some bullshit. That's what she really want to say. And random men say dick of the week. Talking about I want to be, with somebody and stuff. And she knows you don't choose, your picker's all fucked up. You pick stupid people. And only been seen and sober for a year. Ooh, any help would be great. That's my help. Get your happy ass to get your job together, get you a house, and go get your kids. And you deal with the stress and strife of raising them every day and see how much help that motherfucker is and how much he still, quote, loves you when you busy being somebody's mama. Right now, you have time to play with him all day and lay up and do all this dumb shit. You only see the kids twice a year. He's stupid, too. Want to be bothered with you. Oh, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Man, you let my daughter do some shit like that and how much I would be cussing her out. She changed the subject because she's like disappointed her daughter's an idiot. The grandmother is trying to protect the children because she knows her daughter's a stupid fool. She's likely to have some man just sitting there waiting for her to come get the kids anyway. I just thought of that. Come get the kids so he has somebody to play with that's not her. You know what I'm talking about. Play. I don't trust these men. And this girl is stupid. So that's just two dummies together. Whew. I'm telling you. Question number 25, male 30 to 36 out of Ottawa. My wife has been more and more asking me to, quote, come home early or work from home to accommodate her and our two kids. I work full time, and she's the stay at home mom. One of our kids has special needs. I have a salaried job, and work from home is allowed sometimes, and my employer is somewhat flexible, but there are absolute limits to it. I can't just skip work or work at home for no reason at all. I can go to the doctor, get my car fixed, etc., but unless it's an emergency kind of situation, child care is not a reason to miss work. She seems to think that I'm the number one option for child care when it's inconvenient for her to take one or both of our kids. And even when I'm in work hours, she asks me to come home randomly, expecting on a weekly basis. Like, can you come home an hour early so we can go to an event? Or can you come home 2 hours early on Thursday so I can take the kid to lessons? Some of that might be okay and reasonable, like if I went to see our kid at a sporting event or one-off special activities I can go to, I can leave work early. But she wants me to stay at home with one kid while she takes the other to something. So I'm not participating. It's a routine thing like a lesson. She thinks I can work from home, but I told her it's not really possible to work while I'm home with one kid as they demand too much attention or they're just too noisy and disruptive. They aren't quite old enough to be left to their own devices while I work on the computer. Before you ask, yes, I'm pulling my own weight. I work full time and I do half the housework and I help plenty with the kids when I'm home and I don't go out and spend time outside of work and home. I do dishes, laundry, groceries, lawn work, house cleaning. I get the kids ready for school, put one son on the bus, make them lunch, play games with them, give them baths, put them to bed at night, etc. Her mother lives in town and can help with some, but my wife doesn't like having her mother do it because her mother's old and not the best babysitter. And plus, my wife and I don't really get along with her too well anyway. My wife doesn't seem to think babysitters are an option. The latest thing, my wife asked me to come home 3 hours early so that she could get her hair done. And she's mad that I resisted this. To me, asking to skip work for her to get her hair done is completely out of line. I can't think of a business that would be okay with employees skipping work for their spouse to get highlights. Using vacation time was my idea as an alternative, specifically for her wanting to get her hair done since that seemed particularly important to her. But I don't really have enough excess vacation for this, and I can't take it in 1 or 2 hour increments on a whim. I don't work late, and she's asking me to come home at 2, 3, or 4 o'clock when I work from 8 to 5, so it's cutting hours directly out of my paycheck. Is it unreasonable for her to make these requests, or am I overreacting by thinking she should know better than to ask me to skip work for this kind of thing? Of course, it's ridiculous and immature and silly. It's like, what is she really wanting here? That's just a symptom of what it is she's looking for: more attention, more help. She might not like having a babysitter, but again, you have a special needs child. Please contact social services. They have what's called respite care programs for people who have such situations. A social worker will come. They will set up either someone to come to your home, or you take the kids somewhere. But if you have a special needs like child, most likely they're going to have someone specially trained with that kind of disability to come to the house and watch the kid. They give you so many hours a week, and you decide, depending on the needs of the child, that parent gets to get away, or the both of you get to get away, and this person stays and watches both of the children. You go on a date, you go to a movie, you go get your hair done, you go bowling, you go whatever you're going to do. They provide these respite workers for that purpose, so they keep people who have children with special needs from losing their minds. Investigate it, sir. Find out. And your wife will say, well, I don't want that. And you say, too bad. Because I am not going to be leaving work, because I'm the only one working and we need this job. Without this job, we don't have a house, we don't have food, we don't have lights to turn on, we don't have nothing. So this job is a top priority, and I need to make sure that I have it. This stuff you talking about is important to you, and I don't want to necessarily deny it to you, but you have to compromise. In which case, you're going to have someone come in and fill in, because I can't do it. Okay, and then you just make it happen. And if she resists, then that's your clue that she doesn't really want all this time. She just wants to feel like you're, uh, that you're doing she wants to feel like you're assuming some of the burden. See, my thing is, I don't care if you had a burden or somebody else has a burden, as long as it's not on me. It could be 55 people sharing the burden. As long as it's not on me, I don't care. But some women are like, it's kind of a controlling thing. Well, I'm doing all this and that. You gonna do it too. So you might have that kind of woman. I don't know. But it's got to be one of those two things. So that would be my suggestion for you, to set that up. You get to interview the people. They come over, they meet the kid to see if the kid likes them, if they like the kid. I mean, you have to be comfortable with the person. But it's a program that every county operates. And if I were you, I would look into it, because that would seem to me to be the most sensible approach to solving this problem between you and your wife and her highlights. Yeah, respite care, but a lot of people don't know about it. Well, getting a nanny is very expensive, so I'm not going to say that either. But they can get some respite care, a day or two um, a week. And the mom can have an afternoon to herself, then pick up the other kid from school and bring them home. I mean, she can work it out. She might decide she likes it, actually, once she avails herself of it. But it's not fair for this man, and is going to put his job at risk if his wife keeps making these crazy demands on him. This makes no sense. Yeah, but you can't be spending folks' money on nannies. That's thousands of dollars. Everybody can't afford that. But the respite care is a kind of a bonus for people who have these special needs children. There might be some small co-payment with it or something. I don't know. Every municipality is different. But whatever it is going to be worth it. And I'm sure it's going to be less than what you would miss if you took time off of work and got docked. So, figure out the cost benefit analysis and make it happen. So anyway, you guys, this was the first show back after my vacation, after February. I hope everybody enjoyed that month's programming. That was pretty intense stuff. It's all in a playlist, so if you missed any of the videos, just check out the February 2020 video playlist. All the videos are in there. You can just watch them one right after the other in the order in which they played. Were recorded, because I think they're in date order, so it'll be just like you were there. And so we got, I think Phil's coming on Thursday, and then I'm going to do some kind of upload either Wednesday or over the weekend. And then on Friday, we back with the Dusty News Network rolling out again, so come through for the laughs. But I enjoyed having everybody here. I enjoyed you during February, and I actually missed you while I was gone, my little week of vacation. Yes, we promised you more letters, and I delivered. So you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you on Thursday. Be here for our guest fill. Talk to you later. Bye bye.